Man, just knocked the heck out of the Mercedes. Jeez, these roads. Oh. All right, it's not too bad. I'll show you guys what happened. There were a bunch of cars coming in a big truck, and I tried to squeeze through and I ended up knocking the heck out of the car on this post. Yeah, that's the post I hit. And as you can see, you have to take turns to get through. I think Japanese people are very polite, but you get them in a car and they can be pretty pushy and impatient. So the car's back over there. I pulled over to check the damage and just check to see what happened. I think it'll buff out, but the bumper trim panel on the side took a pretty good hit. Ooh, wow, check out the mirror. Push it back into place. I think this got pushed in, and there's the yellow paint from that cushion on the utility pole. Okay, well, let's go pick up the kid from school and head home. So here's the road that I drive a few times a week to pick up my son from school. It's a great shortcut. It cuts about 20 minutes off of the transit time to get there and back. So it's worth taking, even though it is narrow and sketchy. It's certainly better than the main road. And as a result, a lot of other people also take the same road. This section isn't too bad. It does narrow in along a few stretches, so you have to take turns passing by. But generally not too bad along this stretch. As you can see, most of the cars, I would say over 50% of the cars, are these yellow plate cars. They're known in Japan as K-Jidosha, K-class cars, so they have smaller engines, lower weight, and as a result, they have lower taxes and registration, so they're quite popular. They're not great for highway use or carrying 4 people comfortably, but as good appliances and low costs, they're certainly worth it, and they're very popular. Yeah, so I do have to pull to the side and stop and let some cars get past along this section. This is a typical road in Japan. You have the mountains and houses and a canal and some rice fields. Where I live in Okayama, the roads are fairly narrow, as they are in most parts of Japan. Coming up is the first of 2 train crossings. It's the same train line, but I cross it twice. This first crossing is a little sketchy because you can't see the line of cars coming the other way, so you just have to kind of dive bomb and hope there's not a car coming from the other direction. I got lucky here. But yeah, very narrow. You can't fit 2 cars over that train crossing. And this stretch of road is fine. You see there's not a middle marking, which is typical of most Japanese roads. Another place where you have to stop and pull over and let the other cars pass, and going through another little village along here. Nearing the end of the day, so people are, going home from work or coming back from school. This little village has a narrow road as well. I'm driving a Mercedes E-Class. It's a S210 wagon from 2002. Nice and comfortable car, but for Japan, it's on the large size, and as you can see, the roads are small, so it's always a challenge driving around. Now, it's fine on highway, it's fine in the city, but through these rural areas, the roads are so small. These utility poles also cut into the road quite a bit, so that's what I ran into a little bit farther down here. So here's the section of the road that I had the accident on. You can see a lot of people are trying to get to a highway interchange, and there's a train crossing. So it's a popular shortcut, and yeah, this is the utility pole on the left that I clunked. I was trying to squeeze through. There was a line of cars behind me, and I was a little bit late picking up my kids, so wasn't the best choice of maneuvers, and yeah, I paid the price. This is the most stressful section of the road, and probably I'm not the only one that has an accident here. Here's that second train crossing. There is just enough space for 2 cars to make it over this particular crossing. And there goes the train. So after I had the accident, I went over the train crossing and then I pulled over to the left. You can see on the right side that very narrow pedestrian crossing underneath the train tracks. So yeah, sketchy piece of road, but not surprising for Japan. A lot of roads are like this. Okay, so it's a couple days after the accident with the Benz. As you can see, I hit the mirror there. I pushed back the cover, and as a result of the accident anyways, now when I go into reverse, the mirror actually moves back into the correct position. It used to just go click, click, click. But yeah, major damage is scratches, and I think this door bumper panel got pushed in a bit, and this trim piece kind of popped out. Some yellow paint on the door handle. Past the driver's door on the rear door, yeah, same thing on the bumper here, and some scratches on the side. But before I kind of try to clean up the scratches, I want to give the car a good wash. It has been a while since it was cleaned, and I don't want to buff, the dirt into the paint. So definitely wash it first before I kind of try to clean off the damage from the accident. So get out the power washer here, and it's not real fun washing in the winter. It's not that cold, but the water certainly is going to be a little bit chilly. But yeah, definitely wash it before I try to buff it and get rid of some of those scratches. But I don't think it'll be a big job, and it's an old car. I can live with it, though I do feel a little bit bad. So let's wash the car and try to remove some of those scratches. Okay, I got the paint pretty cleaned. As you can see, there might be a little dent, like the whole door is pushed in. There's nothing really I can do about that, but I'd like to clean up these scratches as much as possible. Before I get any kind of buffer or compound on the paint, I'm just going to use some of this clay bar stuff. Dip it in some water with car wash soap and see how much. The stuff acts like an eraser. It really picks up things on top of the paint really well. And yeah, it's taking off some of those marks right away. So yeah, with the clay bar, I managed to get about 90% of those scratches and scuffs out of the paint. Clay bar is super helpful stuff. It really does clean up the top layer of the paint. And luckily, the damage wasn't too bad. I can still see, some of those scratches in the paint, and I think I can get it a little bit better with, a buffing with some compound, but it's just too cold for that right now. So I'm gonna call that good, and moral of the story is just drive more carefully. Japanese roads are small, and my car is big, and you know, sometimes there's not enough space for two. So hope you liked the video. Please check out the rest of my channel where I do car stuff and DIY stuff and other fun stuff in Japan. So please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video. Thanks.